Hey,
What up, y'all? Everybody
here
know
we
what this
go.
is. Everybody know what this is.
We want to dedicate this beginning of Father's Day in this particular song to all the fathers out there, and you know who you are, that were Rolling Stones.
Right. Absolutely. I know mine was to a degree.
Listen, I don't know. My father had other life choices as he went on, but I love my father dearly. I want to wish him a happy Father's Day, and Boom and I would like to wish all the fathers out there
a happy Father's
happy
Day.
Father's
Absolutely.
Day. Yeah.
All right, we gonna go ahead and kick the show off. I just love this beginning. Is just
Oh,
so
what?
fire.
That's the whole song right there.
Right. I don't need none of the words.
You know, the way they set the whole song up was magnificent. Let's just say that.
Absolutely. Whoever idea this was.
Oh, I forgot the brother's name. It's right on the top. I hate that too.
Was that one of the members of the group, or was it?
No. It wasn't those. It wasn't Doja Holland. It was the young cat, the new cat on the back at that time. It'll come to me later. Or better yet, if somebody out there knows,
right,
you can call us.
Hit us up. Let us know.
You can call us at 732-440-9314 or hit us on the comments on the page. Let us know. Inform us. We would sure like to get the information.
Absolutely. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to From the Shore to Be More with yours truly, DJ Boom.
And I am MC Shaheen, and I'm here in beautiful Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Absolutely. And I'm here in Baltimore, literally in Baltimore, in the city. Father's Day cookout. That's why y'all see this outside scenario behind me. But the podcast don't stop. And of course, we'd be remiss to not mention that we will have Aunt Debbie on the show a little bit later for our
Absolutely. I can't wait to talk to her, especially on this particular day, because it's not just Father's Day, it's also Juneteenth.
Right.
So can I get a round of applause for that? It is Juneteenth for all us African Americans out there. It marks to celebrate the emancipation of the last enslaved people in the U.S. and enforce Order Number 3, proclaiming that freedom to slaves in Texas. I believe Galveston, Texas was the last place. Either way.
So. You know what's funny? Little known fact, I just found out yesterday that this was an actual national holiday now.
Yes. President Biden signed this up as a national holiday. And so for some people, this is actually a pay holiday. I know some people, they talked about it up here for city workers in the city of New York and state workers and things. This is a pay holiday for them. So I know they're happy for that.
Right, because some of the banks and stuff is closed. Well, all of the banks and everything is closed here tomorrow. So, yep, they turned all the way up for Juneteenth.
Finally, because I know there's a lot of events going on for Juneteenth, and there were a lot of specials on TV. I know there was one honoring the people who fought so hard and so long to get this holiday. I thought that was really an interesting story, and so for people out there, you want to go catch these things, man. It's about time that these stories got told.
Right.
And so, by all networks everywhere. And so, it's a beautiful thing. So for African Americans, go catch these specials, go learn. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
What's interesting is that means I need to start watching regular TV because I don't know nothing about nothing. I know here in Baltimore, they got the AFRAM going on this weekend, which is short for the African American Festival, which they do every year.
Right.
Which is going on this weekend. And so I'm sure they're pretty excited about the fact that it falls on, Juneteenth this year.
Right.
And I'm sure people are excited about Father's Day falling on Juneteenth this year
Wow,
because
it's such a big day today.
I've heard it, from so many people, but I guess.
Yeah, in fact, my sister woke me up. She was the first one. My little sister, shout out to my sister Angela. She was the first one. She woke me up early this morning. Phone ringing. Now keep in mind, it was, it's like for us, just like Mother's Day for us, it's Father's Day weekend kind of sort of.
Right.
So I was celebrating a little bit last night, and so I was sleeping in, and the phone ringing. Oh, what in the world? Yeah, my baby sis. She couldn't wait to tell me a happy Father's Day. So I want to shout her out. Thank you, sis. Thank you very much. But I wouldn't want to be woken up any other way.
Look, I was going to say, you're one of the people that get them early morning phone calls and be like, oh, what the hell happened?
No, I got
certain people like, what? Because they know not to call you that early. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
if they call that early,
no.
like, oh, what the hell happened?
My family know better than try to reach out to me early. Well, the weekend, come on, y'all. But no, that was the best way to be woken up.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was. I'm getting a lot of love this Father's Day. I'm sure you are too, Boone.
I am. My phone won't stop vibrating with the Happy Father's Day, and every time I clear them out, there's more.
Yeah,
So,
it's been an all day thing. But I tell you what, I can't. I got to speak for myself on this. I don't ever ask for it. You know what I'm saying? I never ever look for it. I do for my family because, first of all, I'm a man. Let's say that first of all. But I never look for any kind of pats on the back or anything like that. That's just the way I'm built. I much rather. I feel a lot better knowing that I'm able to do for others, especially when it comes to my family. Make sure they stay secure. I never look for any accolades or anything like that. But to see all the love, and I will say it is heartwarming. It touches me. I do say I do appreciate it, Dad. My daughters call me, so I want to shout out both my girls, Jasmine, Camille. Thank you, baby girl. She called me her family. Treasure, thank you very much. She called me too, and oh man, it's been a blessing. And I know the girls reached out to you too, right, Boone?
Yeah, my babies hit me up early this morning. Happy Father's Day. So they're my angels, all three of them.
Right,
so
right.
I said happy, thank you, Angel. And then I said, thank you, Mangel. And they were like, what's that? And then I said, thank you, Yangel. So they like, wait a minute. They try to figure it out. So the oldest is the angel. The middle is Mangel. The youngest is Yangle. So,
okay,
Yangel.
you just had to twist it up so you could confuse everybody.
Right. Absolutely. They was confused too until I called Dejanay Yangel, and they got it then. They was like, oh, I got it. Because I
make them work for
it. Right. I couldn't put an O on Angel. So Angel was the original. So that's the first one. Okay. And then the middle one, and then the youngest one.
Make them work for it. but while we're touching on it today, and I've always wanted this. My wife and my son, they went out of their way, and they got something for me that I've always wanted.
Uh-oh.
And that is this. And for those out there who don't know what this is the tomahawk steak.
You know what
one
to
of
do
the
with
largest
that, son?
cuts of steak you can get, ladies and gentlemen. And
you know
I cannot wait to get this on the grill right after this show.
Did you know what to do with that? You know how to cook that?
I had to look it up. But luckily, listen, like our family is, as you know, we have family members that do everything in this family.
Right.
So luckily, I have a cousin on my father's side who is a chef. So I want to shout out little Steve out there. Steve Boyd, thanks for helping me. Of course, he looked me out and showed me exactly what to do. So you better believe Brother Man gonna hook it up. It's gonna be delicious. Yes. Yes. So I want to say thanks to my wife and my son. Thank you very much. And thanks to my daughters too. It's just been a beautiful day. Everybody reaching out to me, man.
Absolutely. So speaking on that, like you said, you're just happy to be able to be here for other people, do for other people and all that. One of the topics of today's show is self-love. And it kind of falls back on the men's health thing, but now we're just talking about everybody and loving on themselves to be the best version of themselves so they can be the best version of themselves
Of
for
course.
everybody around them. You know what I
Of
mean? So
course.
the more love you pour into yourself, the more love you will get around you. I can't show you an actual picture of what my wife just got me for Father's Day, but it's something that I always wanted, which was a table saw, so I can continue doing work. I seen
Oh
a
wow,
post.
yeah, that's something I know you gonna get a lot of use out of.
Right, absolutely. I seen a post. Some guy
I mean,
said, you know,
shout out to Sherelle. Hold
absolutely,
on. Big shout out
absolutely.
Sherelle. Always looking out for her man.
I said, um, um, he said, oh, we don't want tools and we don't want this. I said, speak for yourself, buddy. You listen. I'm that father. You can get tools every year for me, because
Yeah, because we actually use them.
absolutely, I'm always gonna put it to work. So you can get tools every year for me. I'm always down.
Yeah, we actually use them. We actually use them. And I've been looking forward to this show, people, not just for Father's Day and Juneteenth, but like Boom touched on, because it's about self-care and everything. For me, I have to admit, I am a good space in my life right now, a beautiful space in my life right now. Family's doing good, finances are good. Listen, I'm sure everybody's paying for gas, and other things, but I'm not hurting, so I can't complain. But it took a long time to get here. It was a long
Right.
path, and I'm hoping that some of the things that I share can help some people today.
Right. Absolutely. I think we all have had those paths of, I could have did this a long time ago. Da, 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 da. But anyway, you're doing it now, and that's what counts now, and that's what's resonating now all around us. First of all, for you and I to even have a show together, who would have thought? To be being perfectly honest, who would have thought?
Yeah.
The way things go.
It's part of the growth.
Absolutely.
As
And I'm
know,
definitely appreciative of you, just to let you know, give you some flowers today on Father's Day, Juneteenth.
Oh, thank you, brother.
I'm most certainly appreciative of you.
I also have to return the sentiment, because it's been a blessing to work with you, because you've been putting in the work. I know you're busy too, just like me, so I appreciate that.
I'm just out here making it do what it do every day. You know what I mean?
Just trying hard every day.
Just loving what I do.
And to people out there who go through those growing pains, believe me, it took me a long time to take those growing pains as just simply, it's part of the process.
Right.
You will get through it. You will get through it. Whatever pain you're dealing with right now, you will get through it. Believe me, it is part of the process, and you will be a better you in the end. But you have to fight through it.
And that's what you have got to. The fight comes from not putting so much pressure on yourself to be perfect today. Because first of all, there's no such thing as perfect. You could be perfect for you in your mind, what's perfect for you, but don't put pressure on yourself to change or to do something different that you've been doing for 20 plus years. There's no habit that has been broken in 2 days. You know what I mean? You've been doing something for 20, 30 years, and now you want something different. You got to believe in something different and do something different and strive for something different, and just not put so much pressure on yourself saying, oh, it's been a week, it's been a month, and I'm still. You got to give yourself time. You got a 20-year habit. Give yourself time to get over it. I'm not saying it's going to take you 20 years, but be patient with yourself. That's all part of the self-love thing as well. Patience with yourself. The more patience you have with yourself, the more patience you'll have with the outside world. And anybody can come along and call you a name and you fly off the handle, or they cut you off in traffic, you fly off the handle. They got total control over you, whether you know it or not. They got total control over you. And
what it is, a lot of people out there must control me, because I'll lose it in traffic. My wife, if I stay up there listening, I know they co-signing. Me in traffic, I'm dangerous.
But what does it get you? You know what I mean? An aneurysm.
No,
you know
man, just be blowing on steam. Because and like people who've been watching the show, you all know I have a very hard time staying still, and so that plays into it. Not that I'm a bad person. It's just that now I'm in the car shaking.
Right.
Right, right.
Let me play some music,
But back
please.
to the subject. Listen, and once we spoke about doing this topic, I did some research about self love and self care, and boy, there's a lot of topics on this. There really is. I didn't know it, but there's something called 5 pillars of self care. Did you ever hear that?
I've heard of it. Yeah, I've never read what they were, but I've heard of it.
It's interesting. There's 5 pillars of self care in that world.
Mm-hmm.
Number one is the physical. Interesting. Number two is the social. That's interesting.
Right.
Number three is the emotional. I think we can all relate to that. Number four is the intellectual.
Mm-hmm.
And rounding up at number five is the spiritual.
Right. So number one is what again?
Number one is the physical. And
The
I can go
physical.
into detailed descriptions right in front of me about what it is. The physical pillar of self-care encompasses any process or activities that affects your physical well-being. Yada, yada, yada. Could go on, go on. There's a lot of research on these things.
Right. Because it's especially now, it's very, 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 very important. We've been hearing a lot about people committing suicide, which is mental health awareness. Again, that all falls into self-care. If you kind of got an idea something is wrong, we need to start reaching out. We need to start talking to people. We need to start just stop being so introverted, you know what I mean, and talk, because there's nothing wrong with talking. Like you said, I was an angry kid, and I didn't know that I was an angry kid until I was an adult. You've seen some of my actions as a young teenager, and now because I don't project that energy in that way anymore, I call it now, I'm so emotional now. Like I will find myself things making me teary-eyed and things of that nature, where in the past it wouldn't. I just know that energy that I used to direct in the angry way, I'm not directing no more. Nobody can't come to me and say something and then and I'm doing all that. You know, it takes a lot. Where again, in the past, it ain't take nothing for me to like what they say. You know what I mean? But I don't allow that sort of control over me anymore. Again, it's a work in progress. I have not perfected it, but I've learned a lot from it. So it's a work in progress. And because we don't actually have a guest, we could actually bring Aunt Debbie in, and she can join the self-love conversation, because I'm sure
Absolutely. This is right up her alley. She is
she
the
would.
guest today.
Right. There she
Hi.
is. Hey, Auntie.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm happy and proud of you men.
Thank you.
Happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're happy you're here.
Thank you.
So
We
I
love
don't
having you
know.
every week.
Right, absolutely. I don't know if you heard any of what we were just talking about as far as we
I
would
have.
start.
I've
Okay.
listened. I've been listening.
Okay,
Mhm.
fantastic. So yeah, I'm not projecting that same energy that I did as a young man compared to now. So I'll be watching a TV show and be like trying to figure out why I'm about to shed a tear. When in the past, I would have been like, oh, who cares? Blah, blah, blah. But it's that energy projection, that inner energy that you're not projecting in that way. I was the same way too that you talk about, as far as somebody cut me off in traffic. I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm
But
still that way.
I just decided
Unapologetically, too.
that, right. Hey, listen, if it's you, it's you. Be you.
No, but like I said, it's more about me not being able to sit still. That's all. For people like who are tuning in now, I've always been like that. I was a hyper kid, drove my mother nuts. I have a hard time sitting still. So if I'm in traffic, it's a hard thing for me.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't like traffic at all, and I think I don't like traffic because I don't understand traffic. If there is not an accident, why are we not moving?
I want to say something, Bruno.
Like, if everybody just keep moving, why are we not moving? Like, I don't understand what is happening.
I want to say something though. Getting back to what the topic is today, it's for me. it's cool seeing this growth, seeing you grow the way you are. Because I can remember a time you wouldn't speak about yourself like this.
Absolutely. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm almost like an open book. See, I said almost.
May I chime in here?
Oh,
Absolutely.
please.
I promised myself I would wait for you to ask me, but
No,
I can't
please.
wait. When I hear you guys describe yourselves as angry by your outward expressions, acting what we call angry, I offer to you that some of the most angriest people are the most nicest people. And in my observation, people who are nice, like, I'm starving, but you can have the last piece of chicken. I'll do it. Oh, yes, let me help you.
Mm-hmm.
That often that is hiding anger. And Shaheem's got his arms crossed, like, how could that be?
Oh no, you got my attention now.
Yeah, yeah. Because often people are repressing their rage with an exterior of niceness. And when you see people who are, I'm not talking about kindness. I'm talking about the falsified personality that we call nice, because there really isn't any such thing. I wrote a book actually, about my experience with rage. I might have brought it up last time. The book
If
is
not, just
called
please let everybody know the name of the book.
it's called From Enrage to Outrage to Courage. And it capsulizes my experience and understanding that anger and rage is an energy. And when I saw that the word courage had the word rage in it, that turned a light bulb on for me, because it means that rage is not something that we want to get rid of. It is something that we want to transform. We
Mm.
transform flour into a cake. I mean, so there's nothing bad about the flour. We don't make a cake because flour is bad. Well, maybe white flour, but maybe
That's a
so.
whole other show.
Right.
That's another show. But that energy, rage, what we call rage, is an energy, and when it gets backed up, we can't keep still, or maybe we're overly nice, or maybe we get headaches. And when you talk about self-care for men and say, I got to say
Oh, you can
boo,
call me that. Yeah, that's fine.
boom, as Boom, describes his emotions, his being in touch with his emotions. That is an aspect of being in touch with one's true feelings. So I just want to delineate enrage, outrage, courage. I'm using enrage here to represent the anger that's buried.
Mm-hmm.
People step on us. Maybe we've been beaten or neglected as children, but
Can I chime in for
energy,
1 second?
absolutely.
Back to exactly what you were saying. Just by what you're describing, you're even saying that my not being able to sit still could be a form of suppressed anger.
Could be. Now, I wouldn't say it is, because I'm energetic as well. So, I'm very energetic, and energetic people don't need to be in offices. They
No,
don't need,
no.
No.
right? They don't need to
And
work those jobs where people say,
coincidentally, I do not work in an office.
well, there you go. Don't sit behind this desk and don't move. And
Right.
often when we have parents who want to make us good children, one of the things that they do is they ask us to not speak up and to be still. And
Be
often
still.
that child who is still and folded with their arms, and if they're female and they have their legs crossed, those are called good children
Yes.
and
And the
praise.
ones that move too much was considered the bad kids.
They're considered bad. And often men or boys who are, the symbol for male is a circle with that arrow, Mars, and
Okay.
it's a symbol of their, I guess their sexuality, not how they do. It's a symbol of
I
male.
understand.
And so often boys in school are easily labeled bad because they're energetic,
Right.
right?
I
And
experienced
with,
some of that
bad
myself.
boys,
And
right,
I've
right.
come to, because I've given this a lot of thought, and of course, I'm 50 years old. People talk to me about these things, and part of this energy that I have is an anxiety that I have. It's something that I've had to find out as I grew older, that I have this anxiety that I live with inside of me constantly, that I'm fighting all the time. And that's part of it too. And I just cannot sit still. It Who knows? It could be some buried trauma. I do not know. I'm
Fighting all the time. That you say you're fighting the anxiety to
all
my
the time.
ear clue of how you may have been taught to be a man.
Mm,
And the idea is not to fight the anxiety, but to embrace its energy and not resist it.
I
Because
do.
anxiety is often, let me move back because my head is looking so big. uh, Anxiety is it's like, like
Oh yeah, I do know. I do
it's
know.
a kind,
Do
it
know.
can be a form of holding back. But enrage is when it's buried and not even as accessible. She's so nice. Oh, he'll give you the shirt off his back,
Yeah.
even though it's 20 degrees outside.
Right.
Enrage is the energy of anger when it's buried.
Right.
I use outrage to express the idea that when we get in touch with that anger, we may often find ourselves acting out in the ways that Bloom expressed, fighting,
Mm,
anger.
mm,
So, outrage to me is better than enrage, but it still needs it requires some skillfulness. Courage, COUR, the etymology of the word courage begins
right.
with the heart. COUR is the French word for heart.
Really.
Yes. So
Oh.
if you have heart, that is your backbone, that is your courage.
Mm,
And in order to learn to transform the energy of anger and rage, we want to look within and see what's triggering us. Because I could say that when you stepped on my shoes,
okay.
that you made me angry. But let
Right.
me tell you, if the anger wasn't already there, I wouldn't respond the way I respond. So often that energy is old. And so when someone says something to us, like if you said, Aunt Debbie, you dumb, ugly, old, and stupid, if I go, what the fuck, what,
Yeah.
um, that might be because that's how I feel about myself. And when you call it, I recognize it because that's how I feel. Now, if you
Mm,
called me dumb, stupid, ugly, and old today, I would go, Shaheen, baby, is everything all right? Something like that, right? Okay, old. I'll take old. But I
mm,
know that I'm not stupid. So that
no.
means there's no trigger in me when you call me stupid and ugly and awful. I know that Shaheen's got his period,
See?
and I'm making a joke, a bad joke at that. But something is up with Shaheem, and I don't have to take it on. But if I take it on, it means there's something old that
Yeah,
got triggered.
these are things though that we deal with better, obviously us, because we're a little older. As a young person, these emotions are first tricky to recognize, and then even harder to deal with as a young person. As an older person, I've been around the block a few times, and I know how to recognize these things now. So it's a little easier for me to deal with it. Even my own anxieties are. I release my anxieties a lot through music. That was always my release. That's how I always release my energy. And I make pretty good music. I think a lot of people would tell you. Yeah, and so that was the way I released my energy. But for young people, that's tough to do.
It's learned. It's learned. When I was
Part of the
angry,
process.
when I was
I said
angry
that.
as a child, no one, and I go, "La, la, la, la." Nobody said, Debbie, sweetheart, Debbie, when you raise your voice, I can't really hear you. Da 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 da. Hold on, Debbie. I want to hear what's wrong for you. Take in a few deep breaths, and then let me talk. No, they'll say, I brought you in this world, I took you out.
Woo!
Or
How many
slap,
times have I heard
slap,
that?
slap, slap. Or bitch, who do you think you're talking to? They don't tell you how to communicate what it is you're feeling. They just speak you, and then what happens to the anger? Then it may get repressed and accelerate.
Right.
No, that's interesting. And that's some good information especially for people, your young people out there who I know are going through things and trying to figure themselves out, because it's a different world. Back in the world that I grew up in, we were trained more to be robots. To be a model system, you had to look a certain way, you had to be a certain way, you had to dress a certain way. We're living in a world of freedoms now, where people are more free than ever to be themselves. So it's a tricky world to figure out now, especially for young people. Us older people, we already know what we're doing. But if you're coming into this world as a young person trying to figure things out, it can be very, very tricky. So it's important to have words of encouragement, knowing that there's people out there that you can talk to. Not all of us are old fogies. We get it.
Right.
Some of us have been wanting to live in a free world for a long time ourselves. So it's about time. I want to applaud the young people out there who are pushing the envelope even further. It's time for people to be who they are. We're not all the same. We can't all be the same model citizen, because what a model citizen is for you might not be the same as it is for me.
Right. Yeah, that's suggestive. Any title is a suggestive title anyway. So what's model? That's why I tell people, they be like, "Oh, I want to be rich." I said, "What is your idea of rich?" Rich is suggestive.
Ooh, I got some ideas.
You know what I mean? It's like, but your idea of rich may not be the same as mine. Somebody's idea of rich could be having their wife or the husband and kids, and they live and they can pay their bills.
I'll take that any day.
Rich. You know what I mean? To where somebody else saying, "Oh, if I got millions of dollars, I'm rich." You know what I mean? So it's subjective of what your idea of what your ideal life is. Right now, being married and having 2 young kids now in my presence again, I'm trying to do things in that way. So even in the disciplinary part, I try to talk to them. I be like, why do you think you're in trouble right now? You know what I mean? Do you think it's for this, or do you think it's for that? You think it's because you got a bad grade in school, or you think it's because of blah, blah, blah. So, and I don't even be like, because my parents did, but my mother and father did what they did. And, I'm 48. I can't harp on that. My parents didn't show me. I don't like when I hear that. Mine either. But you make a choice now. You either can do the same thing or do something different.
Yeah, my parents had 5. You was not getting all the attention. Don't even think that.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'd be like, okay, I understand. So you had a rough childhood. So did I. Did you live in the projects? I'll be talking to people here. They're like, well, we grew up on such and such street, and I'll go to that street and it'd be houses like where I am now. And I'm like, man, we lived in the projects. Like, so I should be completely distraught and tore up compared to your living. But everything is subjective, and what people want to perceive. It's so much easier to say, "Oh, woe is me," than to do something about it. Especially if you don't know how to do something about it. You know what I mean? It's so much easier just to say, "Oh, it's my environment. It's my environment." Like, okay, so you just gonna stay like that because that's your environment. And my environment was, I had a dad that drank, I had a mom that smoked cigarettes on constantly, and we have no siblings that drink or smoke in that way. None. You know what I mean? My dad did what he did extracurricular. We have no siblings that do the extracurricular stuff. So it was my environment, though. You know what I mean? It's like, so I don't be trying to hear that cop out of it's my environment, or it's all about what you want for yourself.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a perfect childhood. I don't care who you are. No such thing as a perfect childhood. We all go through things.
Even the
but like
ones
I
with
was
the
saying,
silver spoon in the mouth. Like
like I was saying earlier, though.
I didn't get the BMW that I wanted when I was 10. You know what I mean? They mad and distraught.
All I can say is I'm in a beautiful space. With all the years that I've been on this planet right now, I'm in a beautiful space right now. And I'm appreciative of that. Appreciate all the things that I have now, and life is good. So
I'm loving all of my trials and tribulations, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because I wouldn't be Sekou Singletary, aka the official DJ Boom, today if I didn't go through those things that I've gone through, and still going through some of the things. I'll share with you guys and everybody that watches the show. The weekend was pretty rough. And yesterday I got a phone call that just delighted my life. So for the weekend of 4th of July, from the 2nd to the 4th, I will be DJing at Six Flags here in Maryland.
Oh, congratulations.
For Coca-Cola. You know what I mean? For Coca-Cola. So I'm
wow.
That's a beautiful thing, cuz. Yeah.
I'm super excited about that. And that's for Coca-Cola.
Nice.
So I'll be doing that for the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th. So if y'all want to come down to Six Flags, let me know.
Definitely put out there. No, definitely put it out there.
Yeah, that news to get that it came from somebody that I never even did work for.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? And people like, how do you advertise? I don't. Outside of going to these venues and DJing a party, that is advertising.
Yeah.
But I don't advertise with flyers and hire me to do this, and I don't do any of that. And as y'all know, I stay working.
That's it. Well, congratulations, man. That's a big deal.
I'm very excited about that. I had tears in my eyes getting that message yesterday.
Well, good, man. I'm happy for you. But listen,
interested?
I want to also celebrate the day, not just being for Father's Day and touching on self-care, but I want to also go back to Juneteenth, because on Debbie, I know you, you still always stay in touch with the culture and everything, and maybe there's some things you want to say about how special the day is for African Americans.
You know, what comes up for me is that there are a lot of people who still don't know they're free.
Woo.
It helps us to understand that freedom is in our consciousness.
Okay.
I imagine that even while there were many people enslaved, somebody got the bright idea, wait a minute, something's wrong with this picture.
Right.
We're not really slaves, we're free. And they went to people and said, hey, guess what? We're free. They was like, no, what? Stop talking like that. You should do what I do. Go, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. So they didn't know that they were free in their consciousness. So freedom starts in our heads. Nobody can free us. If we are free because enough people realized that we were free. And that
despite
also,
the circumstance.
Enough of the enslaved people knew they were free, and we have friends and outside, what might have been called the outside world, and that also understood we were people. And
Mm.
so the freedom is, although it looks like our effort and our fighting, it was, and sometimes you do have, maybe you have to slap people. I really don't know. But the freedom is in our thinking. Enough minds got together and said, we're free. But there are people who are walking around on Juneteenth, if they are struggling financially, if they don't have healthy relationships, if
Hmm.
they're working on a job that they hate, and a job, oh my gosh, that is certainly the way it manifests. If
Boy.
you're in a job that you hate, you are not free. And what would make you free is, we often think, if my boss did it this way, if the world behaved this way, then I would be free. And I love the idea of putting the responsibility, and I mean the response hyphen ability. I don't mean like blaming, blame yourself, but what is our response ability when we are not happy? And that habit of saying it's the man, it's the system, it's the country, it's the government. If we are thinking that those are the people who make our lives better, then we got some freeing up to do. I'm y'all talk about y'all 50. Oh really? Babies, you're babies. Like y'all young. I'm 70, and I've had
I'm
a
Well,
not
you
chance.
50.
don't look it.
I'm not 50 yet. I own 48. I own it.
All right, well, all right, but you
I will
get
take
there,
the
baby.
50s. I feel wonderful. Life is good for me. I got no complaints, so I have no problem telling people that yes, I am in my 50s.
Yeah.
I got
And
a
when
lot of things going
people,
on. I still got a lot of energy. Brand new grandbaby. Let's go.
oh my, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on your new grand.
Thank you, Miss Cassidy Wiggins.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, all right. More power to the world. But it
Yes.
is not the other who enslaves us. It's our agreement to the system that is the enslaver. I've lived under a bunch of presidents, even since I was a working adult. And I'll tell you, despite the promises of the governors and the presidents, they have never made a difference in my life.
Mm,
I love and adore Obama, but I didn't expect Obama to, as people say, do something for me. I knew I
mm.
needed to do for me. And I loved having him as my president. Don't get his sister wrong.
Oh yeah.
But I knew he wasn't going to be free me anymore than, or do more for me than Bill Clinton, or the Fords, or
Right.
Reagan, or any of those others. They
No.
don't make a difference in my life.
No.
The difference in my life, I make it, largely starting with how I think. Because the real imprisoner is low self-esteem. When
Oh
when
yeah.
children when children make art, they almost always put a sun in the sky with spokes. That sun I take to mean esteem, and it's in the sky. They have a high self-esteem. That is their identification with the supreme being, if you like that term,
Yes.
or with the divine. They have a high self esteem. And when you have a high self esteem, people will take their cue from you. You don't have to go to people and say, free me, do this for me, give me this, give me this. Your esteem will generate your fortune in the various ways that fortune is expressed. But
Right.
by the time, but poor pitiful adults, by the time we beat them and neglect them and scold them and tell them how stupid they are, and they gonna be just like their father,
Wow.
um, no good. By the time we tear away at their self-image, we're stealing their esteem. And then they go out in the world with this low esteem, self-esteem, and the
Right.
world gives them back what they believe about themselves. The world gives us back what we believe about ourselves.
I
I've
can see
had
that.
the privilege of observing um, Sekou from the time he was a little boy. He made his fortune. You know, he made it. He
Right.
determined his own life. He walked the free. What? Excuse me. You want to be a what? A DJ? First of all, I'm like something out the hood, straight out the hood. Like really, but he he was a self determiner, and
Right.
that's what makes us free.
Yeah, yeah, and doing big
That's
things too. So
that's exactly
again,
what my boss said to me.
congratulations to you, Boom, man. That's a real
Thank you.
big deal for you.
Yeah, that's exactly what my boss said to me. You know, I was a site supervisor for Anne Arundel County Public Schools here, and so you know that's a good job. And when I went to my boss and told him I'm quitting, he was like, "Really? Why?" I said, "I'm about to just be a DJ," and he said, "For real?" Like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Cause
Like,
I
look
was
what's
doing
happening.
both. Right, I was doing both at one time. I would go to work, get off work, hurry up, rush home, change clothes, and run out to do, to do the gig or whatever. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna have to make a decision. It's either this
Right.
or that. I
You
always
took
knew I
that
was
leap
gonna
of
be an
faith.
entrepreneur. Exactly. And I got that from Steve Harvey. Shout out to Steve Harvey for saying, how do you know if you're gonna fly if you don't jump?
Right.
So I jumped. And here I am 8 years later with a name for myself and a whole lot of things
Rocking the parties, rocking
right,
the parties.
continuing
And
to
speaking
go.
of rocking the
So
party, are we gonna get into the Sunday afternoon jam today?
absolutely, we gonna get into it.
Before we do
That's,
it though, let me just go through a few announcements real fast. Of course, I want to remind everybody watching to please help out the show by subscribing. Just look down at that little button down there on your YouTube page and push it. It's free, doesn't cost you a thing, but it helps us immensely at the show. So we really appreciate it. Also want to remind everybody the phone number. You can call. You don't always have to comment on the page. You can call us. The number is 732-440-9314, or you can reach us at our email pages. Me, Shaheem at From the Shore to Be More at .info. I'm sorry. And Boom, what was yours?
Mine's is just DJ Boom at FromTheShoreToBeMore.info. Plain
Yes.
and simple.
And what you got going on this weekend, Boom?
This weekend, well, as you
Or
can
this
see,
week?
I'm at a Father's Day cookout right now. The only work that I'm doing today is this podcast. And then I was told I can go sit down, kick my feet up, and enjoy the rest of the day. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Let's see, what's coming up this week? I got a lot going on. I got the suites out here for rent. So I got a
That's
couple
right.
of people that I'm meeting to possibly rent a suite. I have, again, my karaoke events on Wednesdays and Fridays at Loafers on Wednesdays and the Olive Branch on Fridays. I have a silent headphone party I got to do on Thursday. I got another one on Saturday. I'm just all over the place. I got a laminate floor I got to put into an office. I got all types
know
of stuff
you
going
kind
on.
of do it all. You stay in business. And also,
keep
Boom and I,
moving.
we're gonna announce a big listening party next week for you guys. That we'll save that for next week, but just to give you the heads up. Also, I want to remind everybody to check out my projects on hazytrades.com, HAZYTRYZ.com. For cannabis users, I'm sure you're going to find something you love, and there'll be more coming. Also, for those of you who are into anime and gaming, I will remind you, my son is the guru of all things anime, and you can find him at Tyrone Boyd 5513 on Instagram. And also, you can find me on Instagram at LaFarin Shaheem. And Debbie, I know you got. You also have your contact information. You want to make sure everybody gets.
I would like to share that. But may I just say that yesterday I had an art exhibition opening, and I sold 2 paintings. That always
Congratulations!
And a few days before that, I was in a feature film. I've been filming for 2 weeks, and so my hairdo is left over from when they made it for the movie.
Well, you
I'm
want to share
trying to-
where people can find your art exhibit and also the name of your movie?
Well, for information from me, go to www.visioncarriers.com, and was at my website, and my email is visioncarriers at AOL.com. I know AOL dates me, but I'm dated. So what do you want from me? And we need to talk about me giving your listening audience a free reading. Like, we need to figure out some way that we want to do that. So
Sure, we can do that.
let's talk about that, some sort of contest or something.
You and I and Boom, we'll get together and talk behind the scenes, and we could definitely work something like that out.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
Whatever we can do to improve the show, because we will make it good for everybody, and we want to continue to grow for you guys.
It most certainly will be fun. And speaking of events coming up, July 10th, I'm inspired to do an event for everyone. It's just an appreciation event. It's an appreciation from me to you guys that I want y'all to come out to. It's a silent headphone event, completely free. So, and it's totally free because it's me showing appreciation to everybody that show love to me. And I just want to say thank you to everybody in my own little DJ way.
Wow.
So, July 10th at Loafers Lounge, it's a day party from 3 to 7. And it's a Sunday. And hopefully Cuz can make it down. I know we got something going on at the end of the month, but and Auntie too.
July 10th is my wife's birthday.
happy early birthday, Cuz.
So now I just want to shout out my wife. Early happy birthday. Now the world knows. July 10th, y'all make sure y'all shout out and reach out to my wife Terry and wish her happy birthday. But yeah, unfortunately, Boom, that's my wife's birthday. So I'll have to talk about my wife. We'll see. I'll be in touch.
Make it do what it do. Let me know. I understand, but yeah, that's just one of my ways of giving back and showing appreciation for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, there you have it, people. So reach out to us. Y'all know where to get us at. If y'all need to talk to us about what's been on the show or other issues, y'all got the information. Boom, you ready to light the party up?
I'm already doing it.
Let's get going. That's right, pump that up. For all you out there, maybe you've had a hard week this week. Maybe some things didn't go right in your life. You need some time to feel good. Well, today is the day. DJ Boom and I, we want to make y'all feel good. And we want to kick your weekends off right with this Sunday afternoon jam. Boom, what happened to the music?
I forget it when I mute me.
Yeah, you know, all right.
I've been trying to mute me. So.
And that's what happens in live shows.
I forget it does that when I mute myself. I can turn the mic down though.
That's that Jaheim for you young people who don't know. To everybody out there also.
They still pouring in.
Good. For also people out there, if you want us to shout out your birthdays on the show, for those who have upcoming birthdays in the rest of the month of June, July, August, and you want us to shout out your birthday on the show, reach out to us. We'll be happy to.
Most certainly we will. We'll do a whole little birthday segment for you.
I know some people out there don't want to tell their age. But let's have some fun, people. Celebrate another year of life. DJ Boom, Boom. You know what you're doing, don't you?
Samir, I gotta shout out DJ Debonair Samir because he's the original DJ in the family.
I can remember, speaking of DJ Debonair Samir, as everybody knows, he was the DJ in our group Block for Ring. And I'll never forget, in the beginning days, this is how good Samir was. You know, we all lived together in that yellow house on Main Street. You all know the story. And in the beginning days, when we first moved down there, me and my friend Darren, and we was trying to work on music and do things. Well, you know, Samir was still in high school. So Samir would still go to school every morning. Darren and I, we had our little petty jobs. We would go to our jobs. And at the end of the day, we would come home, we would rehearse, and we would make music. Well, of course, they began. Samir went to high school. Darren and I went to do our jobs. When we come home, Darren and I, Samir is on top of the DJ table with the mixer between his legs, spinning both turntables back and forth between his legs like a basketball player dribbling a ball. That's how sweet this boy was. One of the most incredible DJ things I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
So can I get a round of applause for my boy? Yes.
Absolutely.
Shout out Debonair Samir, who I also want to say in true Life for fashion, worked with me on my upcoming project, on my new song, which we will announce next week on the show. Really excited, people. Really excited. Good vibes, right on, Debbie?
I'm so proud of you. So proud.
Oh, thank you very much. That means a lot to us. I also want to add this to the announcements. To people out there in the Jersey area, up in Miami, Monmouth County area, I might be having events or parties throughout the summer. I want to also say I have a friend, DJ Chill, who's up in this area, who would love to DJ your events. He can work out the prices with you, very reasonable. And if you're interested, you need a DJ, his number is 848-480-9283. Really good DJ, and I'm sure you're going to be happy. So if you need one and you're up in this area, reach out to him. Oh, now we really about to kick it off. Uh-oh. I can see you getting warmed up, Boom.
You know what? I can't even take credit for this mix. This mix is brought to you by DJ Debonair Samir.
Okay, you stuck one in on this.
See, we'll do that too, y'all. You got a song you want us to play on the show?
Right.
Send it to us. DJ Boom at FromTheShoreToBeMore.info, or you can send it to DJ Boom at BoomSquadDJs.com. Or,
and there you have it, people.
You know, you can send it. We'll play it. It's all good.
We hope that you all had a good time with us this Sunday. We hope we brighten up your Sunday. Me, Boom, and especially on Debbie.
Absolutely.
We always love having. It's always an honor. And we hope that we actually are starting your work weekend off on the right note and setting you off with a smile. So once again, we appreciate everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, especially to our long-time supporters. We really appreciate you and love you. We love on support. And we look forward to seeing you guys again next Sunday. Don't forget, From the Shore to Be-More, every Sunday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Anybody else got something to say?
I want to personally shout out the viewers that keep coming back.
Yes.
Renell, shout out to you. Terry, shout out to you. Shout out to to everybody who consistently, right, Sierra and Rashid and everybody that's coming on consistently with us every Sunday. Thank y'all, because we ain't gonna do nothing but grow from here. So,
Debbie, any last words? Any last words on Debbie?
Free your mind and your life will follow.
I know that's right.
There you go.
Come on now. And just remember, y'all, the July 3rd edition of the show will be at Six Flags. I will be live on set at Six Flags.
Whoa.
The July 3rd edition.
Y'all gonna want to be there for that.
So make sure y'all tune in. We love y'all with our whole heart and soul, and thank y'all for every Sunday tuning in to From the Shore to Be More with yours truly, DJ Boom, MC Shaheem, and the one and only Aunt Debbie. We love y'all.
Bye. Happy Sunday.